Welcome, in front of me is a Samsung Galaxy A10, and today I'll show you how to bypass the Google verification on this phone. Now there is a plethora of things that we'll need for this process. It's probably going to be one of the more complicated ones that I have done. So number one, we'll need another phone. It can be whatever Samsung you can find, as long as it's Samsung. I'm going to be using some kind of J6 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure which one this is, but it should work for this anyway. Then additionally, we'll need a computer, we'll need a cable, and we'll also need a connection to internet. We'll need to make an account for Samsung, and also we'll need to make an account for the application that we'll be using, which you will see later on. But for that, we can actually register in the application, so that's going to be fine. So anyway, jumping straight to it, you can see the device right here is locked. Let's see, it's the A10. So let's just jump straight to it. Now we're going to begin this with the computer, so I'll cut from here, and I'll do this on this phone, but honestly the footage that you will see will be pre-recorded from other device that I have done in the past. It won't matter, the process is the exact same. You basically plug it into a computer, install everything that you need, which I'll tell you throughout the video in that part. And from there, all you need to do is, once you plug it in, you basically run the program, and it will give you a pop-up on your Samsung with the option to view, which is what you basically are looking for. So that's all you're looking for, and it won't really matter what phone you're seeing on the screen there. So anyway, let's cut straight to it, where I'll basically get this going, and then we can continue again with the phones. So see you in in basically a split second. So I'm gonna now minimize this. There we go, it goes straight to the corner, and in the description you should see links either to the Hard Reset website or to the two things that you need to download. I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna look like in the description. I'm not gonna be putting it out there, but if there is files are missing there or for some reason aren't there, what you can do is simply navigate to HardReset.Info and then search for Galaxy M22. I know this is a different model, but the process is exactly the same. And in here, once you open it up, you want to scroll down, and right here you have the factory reset protocol or protection, and choose bypass Google verification. And this is for the patch from 6.21. So there we go. What I mean by that is basically when you tap on it, I think, yeah, you will have two different options right here. So we're looking for this one, which is number 1. So anyway, from here, you want to download both of these Samsung drivers and the FRP bypass tool. I already have drivers installed, and this is downloaded for me, but I will mention or guide you through one little thing. So this should download and install without any kind of problem. Now this will pose problem, and you can see it right away. So I'm going to show you how to solve it. So once you start trying to download it, boom, it's all good so far. You try to save it, and bam, Chrome blocks it because it thinks it's a virus. So from here, we're going to go into the 3 dots, downloads, and you can then keep anyway, and it should download it no problem. And there we go, it's now downloaded. So that is how you would just download this. Now additionally, once you download this file, which let me open up mine, there we go, and you extract it, you will basically navigate to it, and that's where another problem starts, which is Windows removes the file automatically because it considers it a virus. And yes, I understand this is probably a little bit sketched that two different programs or one system and a browser tells you that it's a virus. So I will mention it, open it at your own risk. I'm using my work computer here specifically for this, so it doesn't really matter. And it does work. You will see that it does work, although it has caveats like opening up your web browser with a link to, I believe, the creator of this whenever you launch the program, specifically this program. And that's the only time it will happen. Whenever you launch it, it will open up your browser with the thing. So, okay. So anyway, going back to the Windows blocking it or removing it, you will get a pop-up in the bottom right corner saying virus protection. Just click on it, and then you will have the option to basically allow it to go through, and you should be able to run it. And from here, once you actually have the file and you can run it, you want to right click on it, select run as admin, and yes, give it a second. There's the website that it opens up, as you can see. So you can just close this, and you should see this right over here. So you will start off by selecting disable driver signature. It will basically disable whatever it needs to, and once it does, it will tell you that you need to reboot your device, or device meaning computer. So you will simply reboot the computer, and once you boot it up, it will give you this kind of pop-up that you usually see when Windows wants you to activate Windows. But it won't be activate Windows, it will tell you that the computer is right now in test mode, which is completely fine. It's what's basically needed for this to run properly. So basically it looks the same as activate Windows, but it's not. Just want to point that out there. So from there, you want to open it up again, the software right here, and this time around, once you have already disabled the drivers and rebooted your device, this time around you're going to click on bypass FRP. Now on your phone you do need to be connected to Wi-Fi, which I already am, otherwise I wouldn't be seeing this page right here. And from there, tap on OK. It will start doing whatever it's doing, installing drivers. Now, considering the install drivers right here, normally when you're doing this for the first time, it will give you a pop-up on Windows with the installation of drivers. So you want to confirm it, and it will take a little bit longer than it did right here. But once it does, it should run fine, depending if you don't have any kind of drivers that will not play nicely. Because like I said, it doesn't always work as it should, at least not easily. I had problems with this running more times than I actually had it running. So that is something that I'll put out there just for people that will consider this to not work. It does work, it just needs really strict environment to work. That's why I'm saying it might be better to have a fresh Windows installed just for this, and then try it from there. Now, once you have run it, as you can see, there's the pop-up right here. It will disappear if you click somewhere else on the screen and not on the pop-up itself, so just keep that in mind. If it disappears, just plug it in and simply tap on bypass FRP once more, and it should work fine. Now, if it disappears and you need to get it on, again, it sometimes might happen that the program won't open it up the first time around. So if or after you already got it, as an example, let me just show you, just trying to remove any kind of problems right here that I can. So right now I got rid of the pop-up, which is required for the process, and if I press bypass FRP right now, it might not work. We'll see. Okay, so it did work this time, but like I said, there might be a problem that it didn't work. So if that is the case, then all you need to do is turn it off and turn it back on, and it should work just fine. So anyway, right here on the computer side, this is basically all done. Once you have the pop-up, I can lock the device and continue onwards. Now I will basically stop the recording right here and move to a different kind of setup so I can continue the process. So see you there. Okay, so jumping back to it, as you can see, there is the pop-up which we were looking for, and from here that's where a lot of the complications, I would say, start. So we're gonna, number one, go to view. Now part of this will be fairly simple and self-explanatory. So from here we're gonna select accept and continue. No thanks. Then we're gonna navigate to HardReset.Info website. /bypass. There we go. From here, you want to select the Galaxy Store. It will take you to the Galaxy website instead of the store, but it does give you an option to try now, as you can see right over here. So click on it, and this should open up There we go, the Galaxy Store. Now before we can actually start using it, we'll need to agree and then most likely update the store. Yep, there we go. So let's update it. Now once it's done updating, there is a chance that we'll go back to the setup screen, and if that is the case, simply connect it back to the device, and throughout the process as you did to get that pop-up, now all you need to do is just simply press the FRP bypass option and it will give you back the pop-up. You don't need to retrace all the steps, just the last one to get the pop-up. And oh, there it is. So for me it went back, so I'm just gonna quickly skedaddle, get that pop-up back in a second and continue again. Okay, so I got it back up. So again, let's go to view, and this time around, as you can see, things change a little bit. If you need to go back to it, it doesn't open up our browser anymore. So we'll need to go to the account, and from here we're going to go to settings, and let's see, I believe it was about YouTube terms of service. Yep, there we go. As you've seen, about the YouTube terms of service, sorry for that one, service, and this will open up your browser again. So from here, again, we're going to navigate to our HardReset.Info website to go back to the Galaxy Store. So it's already in the memory because we already searched for it. And here again, simply click on try. Okay, so once it loaded up the Galaxy Store, you want to select the search button and search for S9 Launcher. Select S9 Launcher theme, and from here we're gonna try to download it. Now this will bring up the, there we go, the window for us to log in. We are forced to log in. So like I mentioned before, we need the Samsung account. If you don't have one, you can go create it somewhere on your computer. You could probably also create it here. Never tried it, so not sure how it works, but I guess that's an option. Now I already have an account, so that's what I'm going to use to log in. Now, additional disclaimer, when you're logging into the Samsung account, you are required to basically put in the full email address, unlike a Google where you can just stop right here. Here you have to add at gmail.com, assuming you're using Gmail, obviously. Now I'm going to put in a password, so I'm going to move this a little bit down off the screen. Oh, there we go. This time around I typed it in correctly. So here we need to agree to apparently nothing. Optional. Oh, okay. So here we're gonna select allow and download. Select install anyway, and now we can open it up, continue, and okay. Okay, so we're gonna keep this as it is right now. I'm gonna quickly check what will happen if I lock the device, but it stays on here. Okay, so this is good for now. I'm gonna move it a little bit to the side and bring the other device onto the screen. So on here, we're gonna now unlock it. Obviously this phone needs to be unlockable, you need to have access to it. And you wanna start off by going into the Galaxy Store and installing, let me quickly check what the name of the Alliance Shield X. I already have it installed somewhere. There we go. Alliance Shield X application. And just before I launch it, I'll just quickly show you where you can find it. So, obviously, first need to locate the Galaxy store. Apparently it doesn't come here. Okay. Oh, sorry, it's not on this store, it's on the Play Store. And there we go. You can see it shows up as a option right here, Alliance Shield X App Manager. So you would only install it and then open it up. Now, while we're in the app, we can now register for an account. So I will just create some really trash account for this, a throwaway one. Let's go with username. I'm gonna create some temporary email just for this. If you've never used this, I highly recommend it. What it does is just creates a email, a temporary one, which you can paste in anywhere to verify the account, and it will give you emails, or it will send emails to this email address, but after a certain time this email just kind of gets trashed away and you won't be able to basically receive emails onto it. But still, for setting up an account for something like a trash account that you're only going to use once, this is an amazing thing to basically utilize. So now I can just simply paste it in here, and if they will want send me some kind of verification that this account is mine, I'll just be able to quickly check it. So anyway, we have email, we have the address, now we also need to put some code in, so K. Okay, so something is wrong with the password right here. So apparently the password needs at least 6 letters, must contain letters and mix. Okay, so we need at least 1 capital letter apparently. Okay, so as you can see, there is a little bit of a cut from where I left off and where I am right now. What I did is actually managed to create an account. Now, unfortunately, you are not able to use a temporary email because those bastards basically blocked every kind of temporary email and blocked it completely as a what was it? As a spammer or whatever it was the case that they named it. And also, if you try to do this, you're basically get IP banned for apparently 1 day, but I don't think that's accurate, considering the time that it's supposed to end. It looked like more it was the time that it began, but anyway, I digress here. So if you try to do the same thing as I did with a temp mail, you're not completely screwed. What you want to do is basically grab your phone and create a hotspot, probably with an unlocked device. assuming you can, or just switch to a different Wi-Fi. It's IP band, so if you switch to a different network, you should be fine. But yeah, that just a sheer idea of keeping this in an application like that is just an absolute... I would really want to curse them out and use profanity here, because this is literally predatory, and I absolutely despise this kind of trash that companies do. There's literally no reason for them to require your actual email address, and the only reason it is so they can sell it on and make money on it. So you're gonna get trash emails on that. So I would strongly discourage you from using your actual personal email for this, assuming you don't want to get some kind of garbage trash constantly being delivered to you with advertisements. So if you're planning to do this, use some kind of email that you're going to create specifically for this garbage and remove it. That's the only thing I can advise you on. But anyway, once you actually log into it and create that account, you can then choose the device name. So we're going to select was it J7 or whatever the device was. Continuing with the process, device setup. Okay, guess activate. Admin enabled. Samsung Knox enable. Select next. Have updated blah blah blah. Okay, finish. Oh, there we go. So let's see, we're supposed to, I'm gonna check what this everything here is okay. As you can see, we have Knox on green, admin on green, but then there is root, which is on red, which should be fine. This device isn't rooted, so that's okay. But I'm not sure if owner shouldn't be also selected like this. Okay, so it looks like that's all we need here. Anyway, let's leave this, and now we're gonna go into also settings, I believe. The guide is written a little bit weirdly, so I'm not sure if I'm supposed to back up the device through Knox, or not Knox, but this application that we downloaded, or through settings. So I'm gonna do both, just to be sure. So I'm gonna go to, where is it? I'm gonna actually search for it. I think that might be easier. There we go. Backup and restore. Backup data. Let's unselect everything and just select one thing, which is apps. Select backup. Okay, done. Can also go back to the application. Okay, I think everything is fine at the moment. I'm gonna read along, just make sure everything is great, because this application, I mean, this side is a little bit new to me, so I'm basically figuring it out as I go. Okay, so here we're gonna go to all applications, then we're gonna go into settings. We're gonna scroll down to account and backup, apparently. There we go, account and backup, backup and restore, and we want to restore the device. Apparently we first need to update it, so let's do that. Guess that's it. So right now I think what's happening from what I can read is it's actually updating the something. It's updating in the background. So we need to wait a couple minutes and then basically try to restore the device again. So there is no any kind of sort of progression because technically we are still locked, and as you can see we don't even have home button or anything. So we're still anyway throughout the setup process. Okay, so as you can see it's now restoring. Okay, let's select restore, install. And this is taking a little bit too long. I'm gonna stop this for now and try to somehow okay, so let's deselect basically everything, and there we go. That's basically the only thing that we're actually looking for. Later. So now we're gonna go back, okay, to here, and we want to open up the application that we have basically restored. So let's find it. Oh, there we go, it's right at the top. Gonna skip this and I'm gonna simply log in. So So name the device whatever you want, then enable device admin, activate, next page, enable Knox, let's select finish. Now right here you should have admin and Knox lit in green, which if it is, that's great. If it's not, then you probably need to go through settings and enable those two, like I just did throughout the logging in process. So anyway, from here we're gonna go into, let's see, app manager, close, and then and look for service mode. I can actually search for it. Yeah, so there we go, service mode. And go to activities. And now we're going to be looking for a specific string. So we're looking for com, comma, sec, comma, android, comma, app, comma, modem, EMUI, comma, activities, comma, USB settings. So let's see where that is. Okay, so it's right here. Easy way for you to find it would be looking for just the USB settings as an ending. As you can see, there it is. Each one of them end in a different way. This is the one that we're looking for, USB settings. So you can see com, sec, android, app, mode, EMUI, activities, USB settings. So we're gonna click on that. Then we're gonna select open. And from here we're looking to select the MTP ADB. So this basically enables us to access the phone fully through the computer through ADB and command prompt. And that's kind of where we're leaving off, I believe, right here. And we're going to be moving to the computer to actually finish up the bypass on the computer side. So I'll start recording from there. Now I'm not going to be plugging in the phone, I think, because primarily it's going to be all done through just writing commands through the command prompt, and I think that's going to be it. But I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to still check it throughout the process just to make sure I'm doing everything correctly. But right now we should be all set. So anyway, let's move to the computer and continue there. Okay, so now that we got everything plugged in and ready to go, as you can see on the phone, I am including it. We're still where we left off. I have a cable ready for it, and additionally on the computer side you want to download the step 70 file, so FRP Unlocker. So I already did download it. Now let me actually unpack it. I believe it's already on the computer because I have the one next to it, but there we go. I'm gonna run as admin. And simply let's connect our device. So let's wake it up and then plug it in. Allow USB debugging. You want to select always allow for this computer and then allow. And now I believe all we do is press unlock. So USB debugging always allow FRP unlock device Samsung version. Yep, so that's what we need to do now. So there's the program. As you can see, there is our device right here. It should be visible right here. You should see the version of Android and also the model number of it. If you don't, then you might be missing, either the phone is plugged in incorrectly or you didn't turn on the correct option right here in the USB settings. So now we're going to select unlock. And there we go. So as you can see, it shows us success. So technically it should already be working, but according to, as you can see, step 74, there's a chance that if you do it the first time around, it might not work. So all you do is just repeat the step 69. So we will need to, so we basically re-plug it in, enable the, actually we don't even need to enable debugging, just plug it in and rerun the software, and hopefully it will then work. So anyway, see, after it's finished, I believe we probably need to reboot the device. So unlock, yep, so let's reboot it. Alt power key, restart. Now also unplug it. There we go, it's now unplugged. So there we go. After rebooting, phone shows information about logging. No. If after a second attempt. Apparently this is normal, so again, let's, I guess, plug it in and retry it. If this is what I'm assuming that the guide is telling me to do. Oh, look at that, it stopped. So anyway, I guess let's redo it. Oh. Okay, let's do it once more. There we go, success. Let's hold the power key again and select restart. And if this time around it won't help, we'll just perform a factory reset of the device. gonna unplug it. So from here, all you really need to do is navigate into the settings and perform a factory reset of the device anyway, actually. We're just gonna do it through settings, which will ensure that the old account that was blocking us from finishing up the setup will be completely removed. So to do so, you'd only go the settings, then general management, reset, factory data reset, and then once you tap on delete all, this will begin the process and remove everything from the device and basically make a fresh Android without any kind of protection or anything like that. So the device will be fully unlocked at that point. I'm not gonna go through this because honestly this is just gonna take a little bit too much time and provide you with no additional information, because after the reset is completed, which there is nothing to do during this time, you go through the setup process of the phone, and the setup is just a typical setup screen. You go through it however you like, it's completely up to you, and once you're finished you will be then in the normal Samsung One UI Android, because this is already One UI. But like I said, that will then fully unlock the device, so I recommend you to still perform a factory reset of the device. Now, that being said, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.